Hello everyone, this is Karen.
Hi everybody, I am Shane.
Today we're looking at part 2 of Is breakfast really the most important meal? And the vocabulary words are resistance.
Resistance.
This type of steel is often used because of its excellent rust resistance.
Ideally,
Ideally,
this medicine should be stored in a dry, cool area.
significant.
Significant.
Scientists are claiming they've made a significant discovery about how the brain processes speech.
Effect.
Affect.
The president's decisions often affect the lives of countless people.
That is correct.
All right, breakfast. Okay, so last time we talked about why you should eat breakfast, right?
That's right. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Everyone knows
Because
that.
you like eating a big breakfast. But since I don't eat breakfast, I'm interested in maybe why you should skip breakfast.
Okay.
So recently, intermittent fasting has become pretty popular.
Intermittent fasting. What is that?
So to fast means to go without food for usually a long period of time.
Okay.
So intermittent just means you fast maybe a little bit, often.
Okay.
So for example, maybe you don't eat anything for 16 hours.
16 hours?
The idea is your body will start to burn fat, right? And to get rid of some of that fat. So someone might eat a late dinner and then maybe skip breakfast altogether the next day. So about 16 hours. So in this way, there has been evidence to show that it is good for losing weight and it could be good for your body in general.
And also improved memory,
Fighting disease, I think, preventing diseases.
Okay, so that's also another way to eat, right?
But I think the point is, right, if you're going to eat breakfast, eat a healthy, sensible breakfast.
So not like a big,
like you, right?
A giant meal.
Right, like you.
Like,
Yeah,
okay.
or if you're going to fast, make sure that when you do eat, you're not just eating way more than you usually would. It's still going to be about the kind of quality of food you take into your body
It's how you eat, right?
and the calories that you put into your body and the calories that you burn. Right?
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's an interesting topic. What do you think?
But just stay healthy, whether or not you eat breakfast.
Okay. Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Is breakfast really the most important meal?
Another health idea that has gained popularity in recent years is an eating pattern known as intermittent fasting. The most popular method of this diet is to eat nothing for 16 hours a day so as to allow the body to burn fat instead of sugar for fuel. For example, if someone who practices intermittent fasting has a late dinner, the next day they might have a late breakfast or skip breakfast altogether. Like breakfast, intermittent fasting has been credited with a number of benefits, including weight loss, disease resistance, and improved memory.
Today's lesson is called, Is breakfast really the most important meal? Part 2. Hi everyone, my name is Jeff.
And I'm Mike. And yeah, we're on part 2, day 2 of our look at this old wisdom that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Have a big breakfast, give your body fuel that will last you through the rest of the day. That's what we were taught. A lot of our parents and teachers told us that. I seem to remember reading it in a science book when I was a kid. But new research by doctors has shown that this old idea, this old bit of advice might not be right. In fact, it might be the opposite of what we really need to do. In fact, having a light breakfast could allow us to burn calories later in the day. Skipping breakfast is something some people like to do, but maybe that leads to overeating later in the day. So there's a lot of confusing information out there.
So to skip or not to skip, that is the question when it comes to breakfast. Now, there's another idea out there. Okay, some people fast. Okay, when you fast, you decide to not eat food for one reason or another, usually for an extended period of time. Yeah, another health idea that has gained popularity in recent years is an eating pattern known as intermittent fasting. So maybe these people who are fasting intermittently, they might not be fasting for 2 or 3 days at a time. No, they do it a little bit and then they stop. Then they do it a little bit more and then they stop. That's what it means to do something in an intermittent way. Anyways, the most popular method of this diet is to eat nothing for 16 hours a day so as to allow the body to burn fat instead of sugar for fuel. Okay, burn fat instead of sugar. Sounds like a good idea, but where does skipping breakfast fit into all of this?
Yeah, this is obviously a sort of more extreme form of dieting. You're not just eating less, you're skipping entire meals when you decide to fast. So let's see how it might work in a person's sort of average day. It says, for example, if someone who practices intermittent fasting has a late dinner, so dinner late in the evening one day, the next day they might have a late breakfast or skip breakfast altogether. So basically you'd be going from 7 or 8 p.m. one day and then not eat until lunchtime the next day. That would probably be around that 16 hours. So all through the night you don't have a snack before you go to bed and you skip breakfast. Some people think that doing this once in a while, right, intermittently, not all the time, would be really good for you. It says, like breakfast, intermittent fasting has been credited with a number of benefits, including weight loss, disease resistance, and improved memory. So people who do this say that there's all sorts of good benefits for the body.
When I skip breakfast, I talked about this on day 1. When I skip breakfast, I actually feel like my cognitive function is actually better. I don't feel slowed down by digesting all of that breakfast food. Yes, I kind of like intermittent fasting. I don't do it all the time. I do it intermittently. But yes, I do think there are some benefits to this, and we'll talk more about this later. For now, though, let's go ahead and talk about resistance. Here, when we're talking about resistance, we're talking about our body's ability to defend itself against diseases and stuff like that. Yes, disease resistance, that means you can't be affected by a certain disease. It might get into your body somehow, but it won't affect you. Your immune system, let's say, will kill it immediately. So yes, resistance in this particular situation is a whole lot like defense. For example, this type of steel is often used because of its excellent rust resistance. Yes, that steel won't get rusty. It is resistant to rust, or it has excellent rust resistance. All right, everyone, with that, it's time for us to take a short break, but don't go away. We'll be back after this.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们在第一天的课文读到，吃早餐有助于提升我们的认知能力，而且呢，有吃早餐晚点就比较不会饿，反而会吃得更少。如果你一周有吃4次以上早餐，可能有助于减重哦。课文接着提到说，近年来有一种很夯的饮食模式，叫做间歇性断食 （intermittent fasting）， 其中这个 intermittent 它是使用间歇的，断断续续的。好，那这种间歇性断食啊，这种饮食法最受欢迎的方法就是一天当中有16小时不吃东西，你吃8个小时，然后停16个小时。那停止的这段期间，就是要让身体能够燃烧脂肪，而不是燃烧糖来作为燃料。举例来说，你如果晚上8点才吃完晚餐，接下来你要间隔16个小时才吃东西，那隔天你可能就要直接跳过早餐，等到中午12点再进食了。好，那么课文就提到说，间歇性断食被认为有很多好处，包含减重啊、抵抗疾病，还有改善记忆力等等。这边有一个单字是 resistance， 它表示抵抗力、抵抗或是阻力，是当名词。Jeff 老师在谈到这个抵抗疾病的时候，有用到 immune system 就表示免疫系统。接回课文中。
Is breakfast really the most important meal?
Of course, when we talk about breakfast, we should also examine the kinds of food we put on the breakfast table. Whatever we choose to eat in the morning, it should ideally be unprocessed and high in nutrients. If one's morning meal consists mainly of sweet or high-carb foods like breakfast cereal or bread, then it's probably better to skip breakfast.
So, intermittent fasting. Some people think that this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, almost as good as skipping breakfast. In fact, some people like myself, we kind of intermittently fast without even thinking about it. We just skip breakfast. I like skipping breakfast. I feel like it makes me cognitively more sharp. Now, more on breakfast though. Of course, when we talk about breakfast, we should also examine the kinds of food we put on the breakfast table. So there you go. Maybe when I'm skipping breakfast there, intermittently fasting and getting all of these benefits, maybe it's just because when I have eaten breakfast, I've been eating the wrong things, and that's why I feel bad.
Well, that's a really good point. We did read yesterday that milk and oatmeal can really help your body burn calories later in the day. So that might be a good breakfast if you want to have it. Having a giant pile of bacon probably would not be a good breakfast.
How about steak and potatoes?
Steak and potatoes probably would not be a good breakfast. It would be very delicious, but you might run out of energy later in the day. So what you choose to eat is often as important as if you eat anything at all.
A stick of butter.
No, a stick of butter would just be nasty.
That might have been my mistake.
It'd be very
there,
quick.
yeah.
It'd be very quick though. You'd have a quick breakfast.
It's actually harder than you think to eat an entire stick of butter.
I'm sure it
takes
is.
a long time.
Let's not do that. But let's read the next sentence. Whatever we choose to eat in the morning, it should ideally be unprocessed and high in nutrients, like a stick of butter. No, not really.
No.
Although it is unprocessed and high.
And it was organic, but
yeah,
still.
Don't do that. Ideally, here we're talking about ideally or ideal. We could use the adjective. Something that's ideal is perfect. So ideally is the adverb we use to talk about, kind of like saying in a perfect world. If everything works out great and we have no problems, this would be the perfect scenario, the perfect solution, the perfect smooth way that things are going to go. Of course, they rarely go that perfectly or that ideally in the real world, but this is what we hope for. For example, it says ideally this medicine should be stored in a dry, cool area. Ideally, this medicine should be stored in a dry, cool area. It will just last longer. You know, you can take it later on, but if you can't do that, it might still be okay, but not perfect.
Anyways, more on breakfast, okay? Maybe intermittent fasting is good for some people, or maybe, hey, you want to eat breakfast, okay? You've got it in your mind that breakfast is an important meal. Well, if that's the case, watch what you eat. Yes, if one's morning meal consists mainly of sweet or high-carb foods like breakfast cereal or bread, then it's probably better to skip breakfast. Yes to oatmeal, no to cereal. Yes to a glass of milk, no to a slice of bread. So there you go. If your go-to breakfast foods are things like cereal or bread, and you're thinking about maybe intermittently fasting or something like that, go for it. Skip breakfast in that case.
Okay, and the other thing, of course, is that people rarely just eat bread. They often put that butter, jam, honey, other stuff on top of it.
Or all the above on top.
All the above on top. Which
probably my mistake.
Of course, makes it even more unhealthy. All right,
but delicious.
But delicious. Yeah. Let's take a break. We're going to grab a stick of butter, and then we'll be back.
Charles 老师一开始说到，有些人认为间歇性断食是很棒的饮食模式。这时候老师用到 the greatest thing since sliced bread， 字面意思是说从切片面包以来最棒的事物。那是因为以前美国卖的面包都是一整条没有切了，然后后来发明了面包切片机之后，大家觉得太方便了，所以呢之后人们就会幽默的用 the best thing 或者是 the greatest thing since sliced bread 来表达非常棒的东西，或是非常好用的新发明。好，那到目前为止，我们都是在讨论要不要吃早餐，可是其实去检视早餐内容也是很重要的哦。在理想情况下，我们早餐应该是要吃没有加工的，而且是营养高的食物。如果你的早餐呢，主要都是甜食啊、高糖类食物，像是那种很甜的玉米谷片啊，或是面包之类，那么不吃早餐可能还比较好。好，这边有一个单字 ideally。 ideally 它表示理想地、理想情况下。Mike 老师在解释单字时用到 scenario 表示设想的情境、可能发生的局面，它是拼作 scenario scenario。那么补充单字 unprocessed 它是形容未加工的。好，那么文中用到 high carb。它是形容高糖的 ，carb 这个 carb 其实就是我们第一天说的 carbohydrate 的简称，表示碳水化合物或是糖。那接回到课文中。
Is breakfast really the most important meal?
To sum up, whether or not we have breakfast is probably not the most significant factor affecting our health. What's important is to make breakfast, and all our meals for that matter, as nutrient-rich as possible. That is the key to good health.
All right, everyone, let's begin to summarize. To sum up, whether or not we have breakfast is probably not the most significant factor affecting our health. So if you want to fast intermittently, go for it. But if you do want to eat a good breakfast, there are reasons to do that as well. Anyways, here we've got the word significant. If something is significant, it's big, okay? Something significant. Well, you should probably pay attention to that. It's going to be important. So here, breakfast is not the most significant factor. It's not something that we really need to pay attention to when it comes to our health. For example, scientists are claiming they've made a significant discovery about how the brain processes speech. So everyone pay attention. This is a big discovery, an important discovery. You won't be wasting your time if you listen to these scientists right now.
So breakfast can be good, a light breakfast can be good, fasting can be good. That last sentence basically, though, is telling us whatever you choose for breakfast, it won't make or break your health. It's not as important as never exercising or smoking too much or things like that.
Eating butter for breakfast.
So if you have some health problems, don't expect that changing your breakfast will solve all your problems. It doesn't have that big an effect. It doesn't affect us that much. To affect with an A at the beginning, this verb means to have a change on, to cause or create a change on something, all right? Your mood, your emotions might affect the people around you. If you're in a happy, jolly, good-natured mood, people who are feeling a little sad might become happier just having you around. And if you're mean and nasty all the time, people who are in a good mood might become more in a bad mood when they see you coming because your mood has an effect. E-F-F-E-C-T for the noun, or the verb it affects other people. It causes a change. As I mentioned, E-F-F-E-C-T is the noun, and that is what we would describe as a noun, the change that is happening. All right? For example, the president's decisions often affect the lives of countless people. We could also say the president's decisions have an effect on many people.
He is an influential person, or she is an influential person with the ability to impact other people's lives.
Change.
There you go. Anyways, what's important is to make breakfast and all our meals for that matter as nutrient rich as possible. Eat healthy foods. Don't eat a stick of butter for breakfast, lunch, dinner. Don't have it as a snack. Don't wake up in the middle of the night and start chowing down on butter. Bad idea. And that is the key to good health. Not eating butter, having nutrient-rich foods with every meal.
Okay, that makes sense to me. So here's our what do you think question. It's kind of asking you about your habits at breakfast time. Do you usually eat breakfast? Why or why not?
I referenced this during our discussion. I don't often eat breakfast because I feel that eating in the morning slows me down. I usually wake up and I've got a lot of energy. I'm a morning person. When I eat something, I immediately lose that energy. I slow down. I don't feel that sharp anymore. So That's why I don't eat breakfast.
All right, well, that makes sense. So what about you guys? Do you eat breakfast? Do you find that it has an effect on you? And hey, maybe try skipping breakfast. Or if you do skip breakfast, try eating breakfast one day this week and, see how you feel around lunchtime. It could be an interesting experiment.
Just
all right.
Don't eat a stick of butter.
No, or a plate of bacon. That's not an acceptable breakfast. You will fail the experiment. All right, that's it for today. Enjoy your breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, and we'll see you back here very, very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
课文最后提到，吃不吃早餐可能不是影响我们健康最重要的因素，重点是呢，你要让早餐以及其他每一餐都吃得营养丰富。那这边用到2个单字 ，significant，significant， 它是形容词，形容重要的、显著的。那么 affect 这个动词表示影响。好，那最后来帮同学们补充一个阅读技巧哦，就是要找出原因。同学们在考阅读测验的时候，你碰到 why 开头的问句，是要测验我们对某件事发生的原因的理解。那这时候你可以找一些特定的片语、连接词来找答案，像是 because、since、as， 或者是 because of、owing to、on account of 等等。你也可以看到句型 that is why， 那就是为什么怎么样怎么样，就可以找到答案。而有些问句它可能是用What is the purpose？ 目的是什么来表达？这时候他是在询问目的，问说想要达成的目标。那同学们也可以去找一些特定片语来找出上下文的目的，像是 in order to、so as to、so that、with a view to、with the intention of， 或者是 for the purpose of 等等。最后，如果是要找出某个情况或是事件的结果，常见的片语或是连接词有 therefore。Consequently, as a result, so 什么什么 that， 或者是 such 什么什么 that 等等。好，那么以上是这些讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。大家好，我是 Hanny， 欢迎收看我们的文法单元。今天要介绍的文法重点有6个，第一个是 to sum up， 第二个是 whether 主词加动词加上 or not。第3个是分词片语，第4个是 what's important， 第5个是 for that matter， 第6个是 make 受词 as 形容词 as possible。好，我们先来学习 to sum up。片语动词 sum up 它有总结概括的意思。To sum up 常常用在做出结论的时候来表达说总而言之总的来说，那它通常会摆在句首，然后用逗点跟主要子句隔开，像是 To sum up You must look before you leap。 总而言之，你一定要三思而后行，在跳跃之前先看清楚，那就是先三思咯。好，那我们接着来学习 whether 主词加动词 or not。 这个句型它表示是否怎么样怎么样，那其中的 or not 可以省略，也可以直接移到 whether 的后方，写作 whether or not 主词加动词。好，特别注意 whether 在这边它是来引导名词子句，它可以当主词、受词或是补语用，像是 I wonder whether Brad and Jennifer will get back together。 不知道布莱德和珍妮佛会不会复合，好多粉丝都在期待他们复合哦。好，句子里面的名词子句 whether Brad and Jennifer will get back together 是用来当 wonder 这个动词的受词用哦。好，接着学习分词片语。形容词子句它可以简化做分词片语，也就是省略关系代名词，然后把动词改分词就可以了。好，当动词是主动或进行，就用现在分词 VING， 被动就是用过去分词 PP。比如 During the trip, we visited a castle which was built in the 16th century。 我们在旅行期间有参观一座城堡，它是在16世纪建造的。好，句子里面的关系子句 which was built in the 16th century 要把它简化成分词片语。第一个步骤是什么？对，就是省略关系代名词 which。然后第二个步骤是要把动词改分词，因为 was built 它是被动语态，所以我们只要保留这个过去分词 built 就可以了。那句子就会简化作 During the trip, we visited a castle built in the 16th century。 好，接着来学 what's important。这表示说更重要的是，那就相当于 the thing that is important。 例如 What's important is the lesson you've learned from the experience。 更重要的是你从那个经验中所学到的教训。 好，接着来学 for that matter。副词片语 for that matter 它表示而且同样，这个 that 指的就是你前面提到的内容。那 for that matter 这个用语可以表达出另外一件事情，也是如同先前所说的情形是一样的，像是 His trip to Okinawa was his first time traveling abroad, or taking a plane for that matter. 他的冲绳之旅是他第一次出国旅游，搭飞机同样也是第一次。好，那么最后来学习 make 受词 as 形容词 as possible。好 ，as 形容词 as possible 是说尽量怎么样，尽可能怎么样。那么 make 受词 as 形容词 as possible 就是说让什么什么尽可能怎么样。例如 ，She tried to make the story as interesting as possible。她设法让那个故事尽可能的有趣，用台语来讲桃太郎的故事。好啦，以上今天的重点整理，我们下次见了，拜拜。
欢迎来到 English in Action。我是 Holly，
I'm Shane. What is the topic today, Holly?
我们正在交往中。
我们吗？还是我们跟他们？
对啊，所以我今天才特别有点害羞了。
你想太多了。好，好，真的在交往。
OK， 好。
Dialogue.
So we could like just go to the park and then go to the restaurant and like, you know.
What's going on with you and Frank?
Actually, we're seeing each other now.
So you're really seeing each other? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're seeing each other.
我们在看对方。
We're seeing each other.
所以不是真的在看对方。
对，hey, we're seeing each other. 现在
不是啊，如果你说 we're seeing each other， 其实是在交往的意思。
对，就 seeing somebody.
对，因为你们很常见面嘛，所以很常见到。
对，应该是这个意思。Okay, or you could say we're in a relationship.
Okay, so relationship 就是关系的意思。
对，
我们就有一个关系。
这个关系真的是不是一般的关系？
不是。
所以我的意思是 I'm in a relationship.
交往关系。
对，交往关系。Or we are dating.
Okay, so 我们在约会。
对，可是不是只有一次，
是很多次，长期的。
对，这个感觉就是不是今天 we went on a date, so we're dating， 不一定。We're dating 这个感觉是长期，
也不一定要很长，可是就是有一段时间你们都固定有在看对方。
That's right. Okay, so if you are seeing somebody, don't forget to make time for learning English.
很重要哦，
Right?
一定要靠我们就对了。We're seeing each other.
We're seeing each other.
We're in a relationship.
We're in a relationship.
We're dating.
We're dating.